Good morning, Greenlight the Day family. It is Monday and beginning of a week where we don't know what opportunities are going to come our way. So I hope that we are open to opportunities that are coming. You never know. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that is guaranteed to make you successful. The number one thing to guarantee to make you successful is failure. And I think about the example of Thomas Edison. He invented the light bulb. And some people claim that he tried 10,000 times before he got the light bulb perfected. Now, science says it was more like 1,000 times, but regardless, 1,000 times, even 1,000 times. And this is what Thomas Edison said to all the people who laughed at him. He said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that didn't work." He had found the secret to success was that failure was not the end, but that failure was a process towards an end, whether that end mean a goal, building a new relationship, starting a new life. Failure is a part of that process. And I'm finally finishing up reading the book, The 4 Doors by Richard Paul Evans. As you guys know from a previous blog, I found this book through serendipity. And I wind up starting on chapter 4, or the door number 4, and I'm finishing up on door number 2, which I'm glad I started that way because it's just more profound that I'm ending on the door that talks about embracing failure. We talked about love, and now we're talking about embracing failure. And another quote that I thought that was really, really good by Thomas J. Watson, who is the CEO of IBM. And IBM is a multinational corporation, very successful. And he says, he asks us the question, would you like me to give you a formula for success? It's quite simple, really. Double your rate of failure. Not fail a couple of times. Mr. Watson is saying double your rate of failure. If this is the case, and everyone who's successful is saying you have to fail to be successful, why do we fear failure? I think about my nephew. When he was about 5 or 6, maybe not even that old, he started jumping everywhere. He would just jump. And one day he was visiting, and he was on the 5th stair of outside, so a 5th concrete stair, and he was thinking about jumping. You could see in his mind he was sizing up the jump, right? And he's getting ready to jump, and I'm about ready to run to him and go like, "Oh my God, no, don't jump." And my brother is sitting there, which is his father. My brother says, "Leave him alone. He's not going to know how far he can jump unless he tries." So against my instinct, I watch as he jumps. And he lands, kind of crooked. He kind of falls when he lands. He looks at himself, and he turns around, he looks at us. And I don't look at him because I don't want him to see the fear in my face. And my brother just looks at him real calmly. So what does he do? He goes back up to that 5th stair, and he jumps again. And he keeps jumping, I guess until he gets his landing perfect. I don't know why a 5-year-old would keep jumping. But he was very proud of that. And I think about that example. My brother said he won't know how far he can jump. And I think about what I had said in a vlog, I don't know which vlog it was, talking about how we get thoughts or emotions. So as an example, here he is jumping off this step. He doesn't know what the feeling is going to be, or he doesn't know what emotion he's going to have with it. He just has this feeling of wonder, right? He's wondering. He's going to take that leap of faith. And when he does it, the emotion he gets with it, or the feedback he gets from us, is just calmly observing. So he tries again. So any thoughts associated with jumping for him are not going to be fear. His thoughts of jumping are like, "Whoa, let me see how far I can go." So I think a lot of times when we have what they call a fear of failure, it's not the failure that we fear, it's the emotion associated with it. You know, a lot of times we try things. We may try a different way of dress, or we may try a different way of talking, or we may try something new when we cook or whatever, and someone says, oh my God, that was horrible. Don't ever do that again. So the emotion we get, the thought that we associate with failure is one of embarrassment or shame. When we really should think of failure as an opportunity to learn to get something right, just in case we don't. It's really a good thing. So I thought about 3 benefits of failure. One, and thinking about my nephew and his jumping, we can expand our limitations, or we can release a lot of limitations. I mean, now, he's into sports and everything. Think about the world that opened for him. I think about one time as I was starting to get into dance, there was this class not too far from my house, and it was the ballet class. I've never taken ballet, and most ballerinas are like a size 0 and a size 2, but I thought, I'm going to try this. So I get into the class, and of course everybody's looking at me really weird. Anyway, we do some routines, I get through the whole class, and the instructor comes up to me and she goes, oh, you did so well, you could even touch your toes. Okay, I'm not even going to touch that comment, but whatever. I then lost my fear of dancing in front of people. And so that has allowed me to expand dancing, So a good thing about failing is that it lowers your limitations. In other words, you're willing to your mind is expanded on what you can do. I think another benefit of failure is that you realize failure is not you. If you fail at something, if you lose something, it's not you. I think of people who have gone through tragedy and they somehow absorb that tragedy or that failure as personal. You lost your house, your marriage didn't survive. It's not you. It doesn't have to define you. And the third thing I think about, a good benefit of failure is that you're walking out on faith, whatever you're attempting. And as we know, faith moves the universe. Faith is embraced by the divine because that's you, your ideas, and action. And I can't think of one person that we know that has walked out on faith, that their life has not been transformed, or that they have transformed thousands and generations of people because of an act of faith. And so I wanted to leave you with this quote that is in the chapter, and it's by Emerson. And he says, do not be too timid and squeamish about your actions. I just love that word, squeamish. All life is an experiment. The more experiments make you better. Have a great week and set yourself up for failure so you can, of course, be successful.